Good morning, St. Francis. It is Friday, June the 11th, 2021. It is Friday of the 10th week of the year, but more importantly, today is the third of the great idea feasts that we celebrate during our liturgical year. It is the Solemnity of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. Again, this falls on a Friday and not on a Sunday. It maintained its weekday place, even though its predecessor, what comes previous, Corpus Christi, was moved from a Thursday to a Sunday. That has not happened yet with Sacred Heart for some reason, but it is the only of the four great idea feasts of Jesus Christ that is celebrated on a weekday rather than on a Sunday. Christ the King will be the last one that we celebrate at the end of our church year in November. This feast itself, again, it's an idea feast. So there is not anything in Scripture that talks about Jesus having a sacred heart, but there is much in Scripture that talks about Jesus' great love for humanity, for those who are poor and marginalized, for those who are rejected by others, for those who do not seem to find a place in this world. Jesus' love goes out to them. And Jesus encourages all of us to love one another, which is why, again, the greatest commandment is to love one another as we love God, and the understanding of the connection between the two. That the only way that we truly show that we love God is not through, again, a bunch of individual prayers and devotions that we make just with ourselves, but it is to the extent that we love and continue loving and try loving, even though it is difficult and tedious and time-consuming and exhausting, to be able to love one another, to be able to show love, to share love, to express love, to receive love. That is what we are about as witnesses in this world, and all of that love comes from this great heart of Christ. This great heart of Christ that is actually God's heart. And God's heart, again, is the heart in which we have all been partakers of in our own creations as images and likenesses of the one who is the great creator of all there is, God the Father. And so, again, our readings today, again, from Hosea, I believe the second one's from Corinthians, but don't hold me on that. I forgot what it was, sorry. And then the reading of Jesus on the Gospel from John 19, where Jesus is on the cross, and the soldiers notice that he is dead, and so they shove a spear into his side, and blood and water flow out of the wound. Again, blood and water. Again, this is not the reason why we mix water with the wine at the preparation of the altar of the gifts, though many people think it is. Again, everyone comes up with a reason. It was basically because wine was too strong in the ancient world and it had to be cut with water to become drinkable. We then place upon it a lot of images and a lot of imagery. And again, to be able to explain it in its role within Eucharist. Sometimes that's good, sometimes it just complicates things a bit more. And so what it really shows, again, what the Gospel of John is trying to tell us, is that, again, because of this great love, that leads Jesus to the cross, something new is born. Because, again, the breaking of the water at birth, blood is a part of the birth ritual. All of that gives birth to something new, but something new that is only affirmed with Jesus' resurrection. Again, the echoes of resurrection, the echoes of Easter continue to resound in these weeks that follow Pentecost, which is why, again, these great idea feasts of Holy Trinity, of Corpus Christi, and today the Solemnity of the Sacred Heart of Jesus are so important for us to observe, to remember, to celebrate, because it's only through resurrection that we are able to claim the title of Christian. It is only through resurrection that we are able to be the witnesses this world needs us to be. It is only through resurrection that we gain the courage and the confidence to love, again, even when it seems ridiculous and absurd to do so. This is our calling as believers. Not to push people away, not to fight and bicker with each other, not to create defenses because we are afraid of challenges to what it is that we believe, and challenges that kind of shake up our neat and tidy little worlds, because that is what Jesus did. He shook up neat and tidy little worlds. And we fall into that unfortunate practice of only wanting our faith to be one way and one way only. Then the gospel suffers. And our identity as Christians suffer. Our identity as brothers and sisters of Christ suffers, as sons and daughters of God suffers. We are known because of the great love that we are able to share and continue sharing, even when the world says enough is enough. We will never stop loving, because in that love, the presence of God is revealed. And in that love, the fullness of faith becomes true in our lives. May the Lord give you peace.